Section 1. Introduction. The pursuit begins. John had always believed that money was the ultimate scorecard of success. From a young age, he was mesmerized by the glossy covers of business magazines and the stories of billionaires who seemed to have it all. His ambition was clear: to amass a fortune so large that he would never have to worry about anything. As he climbed the corporate ladder, John's focus was singular: increase his wealth, no matter the cost. He sacrificed weekends, relationships, and even his health to the altar of success. John was convinced that once he reached his financial goals, happiness would naturally follow. Yet, with every milestone reached and every zero added to his bank account, John felt a persistent emptiness. It was a void that luxury cars, designer clothes, and exotic vacations could not fill. He began to wonder if he had been chasing the wrong dream all along. Section 2. The Allure of Wealth. John's journey into the world of wealth was fueled by the excitement and promise of a better life. He envisioned a world where he could afford anything he desired, from sprawling estates to private jets. The potential to live without limits was intoxicating. He invested wisely and worked relentlessly. His efforts paid off spectacularly, and soon he was one of the youngest self-made millionaires in his city. People admired him, and he enjoyed the recognition and respect that came with his financial status. However, this success came at a price. John's relentless pursuit of wealth meant that he had little time for anything else. Friendships faded and family ties weakened. He was wealthy, yet increasingly isolated. Section 3. The Loneliness of Success. As John's wealth multiplied, so did his loneliness. He attended gala events and high-profile parties, surrounded by people who seemed more interested in his wealth than his well-being. He smiled and mingled, playing the part of a successful entrepreneur, but he felt disconnected. His large, empty mansion echoed the hollowness inside him. At night, the silence was overwhelming, and he would often walk through his rooms wondering why the things he had worked so hard for brought him so little joy. John started to realize that, in his quest for wealth, he had neglected the most crucial investment of all: relationships. He had no one to share his triumphs with, no one to turn to during tough times. The realization dawned on him painfully that he might have made a grave mistake. Section 4. The Turning Point. Realization. One chilly autumn evening, as John walked alone in the park, he observed families and couples laughing and enjoying each other's company. He saw genuine happiness, none of which seemed dependent on the trappings of wealth. It was a stark contrast to his solitary dinners in expensive restaurants. This observation sparked a profound realization. John understood that all his wealth couldn't buy the laughter or the shared moments he witnessed. He felt a deep yearning for what he had always ignored: genuine human connections. Determined to change his life, John decided to seek out the love and friendship he had sacrificed on his way to financial success. He knew it wouldn't be easy, given the years he had spent building walls around himself, but he was resolved to try. John initially tried to use his wealth to establish connections, throwing extravagant parties and giving lavish gifts. He believed that he could attract people into his life in the same way he attracted business deals. However, these efforts often attracted the wrong kind of attention, people more interested in his wealth than his person. He soon realized that the relationships formed under these circumstances were superficial at best. They lacked the depth and authenticity of the connections he now craved. Despite his best efforts, his loneliness persisted. Feeling more desperate, John started to reflect on his approach. He understood that real relationships were built on mutual respect and shared experiences, not on financial transactions. He needed a new strategy, one that involved more of his heart and less of his wallet. The more John interacted with others, the more he understood the inescapable truth. Genuine relationships cannot be bought. They require time, patience, and emotional investment, commodities that John had been unwilling to spend in his pursuit of wealth. He began to engage more meaningfully with people, volunteering his time and sharing his experiences without the facade of his wealth. Slowly, he started to make real friends, people who cared about him rather than his money. This shift brought a new kind of richness to John's life, one that he had never experienced before. He realized that these emotional bonds brought him more happiness than any of his material possessions ever had. As John built his new life, rich in relationships and community, he reflected on his past with a mix of regret and gratitude. He regretted the years lost in blind pursuit of wealth, but he was grateful for the lessons learned. He now knew the true value of emotional wealth. He became a mentor to young entrepreneurs, emphasizing the importance of balance between personal and professional life. John's story became one of transformation and hope, inspiring others to prioritize their relationships alongside their ambitions. John finally felt a profound sense of fulfillment. He had discovered that while wealth could provide comfort and security, it was love and connection that truly enriched one's life. He had learned his lesson, albeit late, but just in time to enjoy the true wealth he had found in relationships. John's journey from a wealth-focused life to one enriched with love and connections teaches us a vital lesson. It underscores the emptiness of wealth when it stands alone and highlights the profound fulfillment that comes from nurturing personal relationships. As we strive for success, it is crucial to remember that wealth is only a part of the equation. The true essence of a rich life encompasses not just financial success, but also the depth and warmth of human connections. Ultimately, John's story is a powerful reminder of the importance of maintaining a balance between pursuing material wealth and cultivating emotional wealth. It teaches us that a truly successful life is not measured by the balance in our bank accounts, but by the richness of our relationships.